Hello and welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our eBay store. So this video will be looking at the 4 figures that you see in front of you, which are all from the SCultures Colosseum Banpresto figure line. And this series actually started with Dragon Ball in 2011. And it was quite successful, and so Banpresto started the One Piece line in 2012, and is it 2012? Yeah. And this year we've seen Series 4 released, and there are 8 figures in that series. 4 of them have been released, and there are another 4 that are going to come out very, very soon. So this series is still going, and they've already announced that there will be a Series 5 next year, which is not particularly surprising. Now these figures are the Trafalgar was released in 2000 and last year in Series 3. The other 3 were part of Series 2, so they were released 2 years ago in 2013. So let's get into it. Let's actually have a look at these figures. So maybe I will start with maybe Trafalgar Law in the front here. So this figure was actually, I know I say this in every video, but the SCultures series actually has a voting system, so people can vote for which figure they like the best, and a winner is chosen. And this figure was actually voted as the best figure and winner for 2000 and the 2014 series, so Series 3, which I was a little bit surprised about. I mean, it's a nice figure, but you know, there were some really good figures released in this line, like Doflamingo and that sort of thing. So there you go. So this comes in 5 pieces, I think. So you've got the top half, the bottom half, the base, and then the 2 swords, or rather 1 sword and the base. And I quite like it. I really like the aesthetics of it. It sort of looks like a bit of a whirlwind, having the blades like that. I think that's a really cool stance that he's in. And you can see his sort of trademark wear. He's got all his tattoos with the words death written on his hands. Nice gold finish on the scabbard. Really liked the texture of his hat as well. Not crazy about the face. I don't know, to me it just looks a little bit, I don't know. I guess there's nothing wrong with it. I guess I'd probably rather than looking mean and yelling or something. There was another Trafalgar Law released in this line which had his black jacket and he's sort of lunging forward. I've done a review of that figure as well. I'll put a link in the description. That's probably my favourite Trafalgar Law figure of anything. The MSP is pretty cool as well. But it's a pretty cool figure. I mean, as I said, that was voted the winner, so there you go. Yeah, sure, let's look at Perona now. So this one was, as I said, part of Series 2. And there was actually a lot of pieces to this figure. So you've got a plastic little sort of stand here, and then you've got this is a negativity ghost, I think you could call it in English. So that's like one of her techniques that she can use. And then there's lots of detail in this figure, as you can see. All the printing on her dress there, and the heart belt. And her, I think he's called Bearsy, her little soft toy. Sorry, it keeps going out of focus. And then you've got the umbrella, which has like some kind of horn thing with eyes. And even her crown, you can see the detail in that. So, very sort of cartoony looking figure. It looks very, very nice. Now there is a stand as well, which I don't really know why they included that, because I don't think you really need it. But anyway, there it is. So that's a pretty cool figure actually of Perona. Probably not the most popular character, but they certainly did a good job of it. And lots of detail in the umbrella as well on the inside. So yeah, pretty good job with that one. And then we have Blackbeard, or Kurohige. And this figure looks really... I mean, he's sort of like the stereotypical pirate, isn't he? So he's a pretty cool figure to add to your collection. You can see he's got plenty of bling, all these rings, and... Can we get that in focus? Not really, can we? There we go. It's a bit of bling. And even like the bottle is like semi-transparent, so it looks really kind of authentic. And his guns, of course, pretty detailed. His necklaces, his facial expression. You can always hear him cackling, his laugh. I'm not going to impersonate it, I'll make myself look stupid. And just, you can see even like the detail in his knuckles, like it just looks very authentic. Very much like a human hand. And then the coat. Now the coat is actually a separate piece. It's quite hard to get in. After I put it in, I noticed there's actually like instructions on the box how to sort of get it in place. But it takes a little bit of maneuverability. And these nice gold epaulettes as well. So it's a pretty nice looking figure. I do feel his legs look unproportionately small, and the stance of his legs are very odd as well. But I guess that's kind of, I mean, in the series, that's sort of how he looks. But it does look a bit funny, I think. Maybe they over-exaggerated it, I don't know. But it's a pretty nice figure. And then the last one is, of course, Brook. And I actually, when this figure came out, I remember seeing it, and I hadn't actually, like, I'd sort of started watching One Piece. It's a pretty long series, so I actually wasn't up to the part where Brook appeared, and I was like, who is this skeleton dude? Like, who would want this figure of the skeleton or whatever? But Brook is definitely one of the coolest characters in One Piece, and I have to say, this figure is really impressive. I mean, the sculpting job to get this right was very, very impressive. It just looks very authentic. Even the hands, you know, the bones and things like that. It's a pretty impressive job, in my opinion. It's not an easy thing to get right. So, yeah, it's very, very good. I'm not really a fan of like skeletons and horror movies and that sort of stuff, so I don't know if I'd particularly want a figure of a skeleton sitting on my shelf, but if you're a One Piece fan, which I am, then you know, you kind of need a figure of Brook, and I think this is definitely the coolest figure of Brook out there. Even the violin, just lots of detail. I'm just really impressed how they got all the bones and stuff right. It's very, very impressive. So I can't really find fault or suggest any improvements for this figure. His feet do look a little bit square, but I'm assuming that's how they look in the series. But yeah, very, very impressive. And he also comes with a stand. You'll notice there's a part at the back there. I really don't know why, though. I mean, you really don't need it, actually. So, I mean, he's very sort of sturdy. And yeah, I don't really... It doesn't seem to really click in unless you sort of force it. So, yeah, if you can get away with it, why would you put it in there? So that's Brook. And I'll just quickly show you the boxes. So the Kurohige box is a little bit bigger than the other ones, actually. I really like the box designs. I've said this in some of the other videos I've done. I really like the box designs of this series. So that's Kurohige. They also show like information about the the sculptor. So this guy in particular actually has done a lot of sculpt jobs. He did a Zorro in Series 3. I love that figure. He did a Eustace Kid this year, which is going to be released very soon. Looks very impressive, the Eustace Kid. So this was the Trafalgar Law. So it says here, it says champion, you can see. So this one was voted the favourite one for this series. It also has it written here in Japanese. That's the box for that one. And this is the box for Brook. Pretty cool looking box. And the box for Perona. So that's pretty cool looking as well. And actually in this season, in this year's Series 4, they actually released a Nami in Wedding Dress, which is obviously from the same series as the Perona in the show. So anyway, that's the 4 figures that I'm showing you in this video. The video's got, what, 11.5 minutes now, so I'll wrap it up. But yeah, I mean, 4 very cool looking figures. There have been lots of figures released in these lines, and I think that, you know, as I said, I'm a big fan of this series. I have made other videos of it. I'll put the links to those videos in the description of this video so you can find them easily. But yeah, overall, look, I think these figures are all great. I particularly like the Brook. I think that that was really difficult for the sculptor to get all that right. But you know, all these figures are very well finished, and definitely great figures to add to your collection. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.